Hey friends, welcome back. Welcome back to another video. This one's a little bit unusual than what I usually show off and showcase my final works. This is a tutorial on how to make this particular trash can here for 1/12 scale figures, 6-inch figures. So I'm gonna just go over how I made this particular trash can. There's other ways you can do it, but this is just how I decided to do it. And it's very durable. It's a really quality can. Open, made the lid out of Sintra board, and that's the materials I use. So what I use for this particular piece is PVC, and I picked up 4 of them just to play around. And I think this is 1 3/4 right here, the diameter, and I picked up 1.5 inch cap. And it actually, it doesn't fit snug, but when I glue it, it'll be nice and secure, and that'll be my bottom. So, so I'll just glue it as such for my bottom. And it has a rim here, and I'll just go along that rim with some super glue, and then I'll secure it on the PVC, and that'll give me my bottom. So and this is like 50 cents, and this particular piece is anywhere from 60 cents to 90 cents, I believe. So you can make, other than your time, you can make one of these for less than probably $2. So just to give you an idea of what you can do with just different plumbing materials. So let me go ahead and glue this and secure it, and we'll take a look at it in a minute. Okay, so the pieces are glued. So like I showed you, it's a cap. I put glue on the rim, and then I just secured it to the bottom. So that gives me the bottom of my can, and that's what it looks like there. I probably should have taken the tag off, but I'll take that off at a later time because it's going to get painted anyway, but still should take the tag off. And let's see. And another thing I didn't cover, let me cover real quick, is I sanded down the whole piece of PVC, the top and the bottom. So when you go to glue, when you super glue your pieces, it'll stay a lot better. So that's what I went ahead and did there. So what do I do next? I take my Sintra board, and I'll cut a thin slice, and that I'll use to wrap around the top part there. So I'm just going to cut not even 1/4 inch, less than 1/4 inch. It's just going to be enough to give this a little bit of a lip, and that's what forms this particular piece here, around here and at the bottom. So I'll do it twice for the top and the bottom, and then we'll glue it. So let me cut that, and I'll be right back. All right, so I cut my thin strip of Sintra board. It's all cut. It's probably maybe just about 1/4 inch thick, if that. But the next step is to take glue and apply it to the back, and then I just secure one end of the strip to the PVC, and then I eventually just wrap it right around until I get to the crease, to the opening, and I do a cut to try to get it as flush as possible. You can't completely get it flush, as you can see there, and that bottom one came out pretty flush, but I usually put that to where it's the back end of the can so nobody sees it. So that's how I do those cuts. And so let's my big hands are in the way, so I'll just glue it, and then I'll stick it here, and then I'll wrap it right around, and we'll come back and we'll see how it looks. Okay, I'd like to do it on camera, but my setup not really allowing me to, and my hands are in the way, and I think you get the idea. I'm going to glue it, adhere it, and then I'll continue gluing the strip, and I'll just neatly go right around, and then I'll cut it, and that'll give me my strip. We'll take a look at it in a minute. All right, so the strip is adhered to the bottom of the, actually it's the top. It's adhered to the top of the PVC, and you can see it there. And you can see the little bit of an opening, but once that's painted, that'll be the back of the can. It's not really a big deal. So we're going to do this one more time at the bottom of the can, and that'll give us our our top lip and our bottom lip, to give it a little more bulk to the piece. Okay, so let me go ahead and do the bottom lip, and I'll show you how it looks when I come back. Okay, so both lips are done, and it really adheres to the PVC nicely, as long as you sand it, and it takes pretty nicely. So you can see this cut was a lot better than that cut. So there's a little bit of a gap there, but no harm, because this is, I'll set this up to be the back of the barrel, and this part here will be the front. So like that. So the next step is to take corrugated cardboard and just cut it to size. And you do the same thing here. You just cut it to size here to wrap all the way around. You super glue this whole piece, and then you just wrap the corrugated cardboard around like this. And that's what gives it this nice texture here, is the corrugated cardboard. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to go cut it to size, and then I'll show you when it's all attached. And it's very simple. You really it's very straightforward process, making this particular trash can. So let me add the corrugated cardboard to this piece here, and we'll come back and check it out. Like I say, you're going to cut it to size, we'll glue it, and then we'll just wrap it and secure it. Okay, we'll come back and we'll check it out. So as you can see, I cut the corrugated cardboard, and I cut it to the height of the barrel. And the only thing I'm going to have to do, once again, is glue it all the way through, over like this, and then I'll just trim it down to where it's precise, and then we'll have ourselves the beginning of a pretty cool looking trash can for your 1/12 scale figures. So let me go ahead and glue this, and we'll come back and we'll check it out. So there it is, folks. The start of a pretty cool looking trash can. And for an accessory, very cheap to make. Just takes a little bit of time, a little bit of practice, and you're on your way. All right, so what's next? So next, I'll make the cover. So how do I make the cover? I make it out of Sintra board. So this is a cover that's already been made for this particular piece. So I'll take this, and I'll trace a circle on the Sintra board. You can use anything. You can use chipboard. You can probably use foam. I like to use the Sintra board because it adds to the durability of the piece. So that's why I do it. So I'll just trace the outer edge of the diameter, and then I'll use some scissors, and I'll cut the cover, and then we'll add some handles, and this will be complete. So let me go ahead, and I can probably show you on camera what I do for the cover. So here's the Sintra board. I just take this particular piece here, and I'll do it off in the corner here to make it easier to cut. as such, and I just trace it like that. And this is going to give me a nice cover for this particular can. So there's my circle. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this off camera, and we'll come back and we'll check it out. Okay? Hang tight, guys. All right, cut the cover out. It's as round as I can get it, so it's not too shabby. And that's the end result of the Sintra board after cutting everything out. So here's the top, you get the bottom, we have our cover, and then the cover will look like obviously this cover. So we're going to make a handle, and I make that out of Sintra board as well. You can probably make it out of foam, probably not chipboard. I'm trying to think of other things that you can make that handle out of. I find for my purposes Sintra board being the best. It takes super glue nicely. Actually, it takes super glue a little bit too nicely, because if you're not quick enough and you get yourself unscented where you place your place whatever piece you want to glue, it adheres like almost instantly. So you don't get much forgiveness with Sintra board and super glue. So we're gonna go ahead and make this particular handle, and I just take Sintra board. I cut out a slice, and then I make smaller pieces, and that's what makes these handles as well. I don't know if you guys can see that handle there as well. So that's how I make the handles. I imagine there's other ways you can do it, but this is how I go about it. So okay, so give me actually I got some pieces here I can start with, and it might be enough to do my handles. So let me go ahead and do my handles. I'll do the top, and I'll do the two sides, and we'll come back and look at it, and it'll look just like this particular piece here, and the can will be done. The rest of it will be painting and weathering and putting some notices on it if you wanted to, and you got yourself a cool little accessory for your diorama displays. And you can do it for a 1/18 scale. I did a 1/18 scale barrel here. I haven't painted it up yet, and I think it's a little bit big, but it does work. But I'll look for a smaller diameter in PVC to see if I kind of not wasting money. It's just more time, because I'm just practicing and just trying different things to make my own accessories, and so I don't have to buy them, so I can put them in my diorama displays at a very cheap cost. So this is a barrel that I had done, so just to show you guys. 1/18 scale. It's a little smaller, as you can see, smaller than this trash bin we're working on. All right, let me make the handles out of these particular pieces. Let me glue them, and we'll come back and check out the final reveal. So real quickly, here's the handle for the cover, and you get the idea. Simple as that. Painted, it'll look really nice, and voila, looks pretty good. So we're going to do the same thing over here on the sides and for these particular handles, and then we'll have a completed trash can. Be right back. Okay, folks, come to the end of the video. There's your trash can. Here's the cover, all made with the handle. Here's the handles on the sides of the can itself, made from Sintra board like I explained. And I appreciate you guys checking this video out. I hope it was helpful. I hope I explained everything correctly. If you decide to make one for yourself and for your accessories, try different materials. You don't have to just use Sintra board. You can try chipboard. You can use foam, 1 inch, a Dollar Tree foam board you can use. But you might have trouble finding something that will go in a circular form for your tops and your bottoms. So that's the only reason why I use Sintra board, because it shapes very nicely. So, but here it is, folks, all finished, all complete, ready for some trash bags, ready for some trash. Let's take a look how it looks with some trash in it and some bags, and you're good to go. Just to give you an idea of what can be done. Okay? I hope this was helpful. Thanks for checking things out. Please like, please subscribe, and stay tuned for some more tutorials. I really want to up the game on my channel and really put some content on here that you folks will learn from and enjoy. Okay, take care, folks. Have a good one.